Shalom and welcome back to this channel. Hallelujah. I am so glad you're here with me today. Today is part 7 of the series, The Spirits of Backwardness. And today's topic is stagnation. Now, according to the Oxford Dictionary, stagnation is the lack of activity, growth, and development. In almost every household, you will have someone that is stagnant. And that should not be. Stagnation is a big issue globally. And guess what? It is spiritual. It is the leading cause of poverty, crimes, broken homes, and death. In the last video, I spoke about delay. Now, delay and stagnations are like twins. Whenever you see delay, you will more than likely see stagnation. And whenever you see stagnation, sure enough, you will see delay. The two are almost inseparable, but they are different. Many of you right now are struggling to move forward, to grow, to develop. You feel like your feet is in cement. You cannot reach the attainable. The reason why you feel that way is because the spirit of stagnation have you bound. Your eyes are covered. Your ears are covered. Your mouth are covered. Your hands and your feet are tied. You cannot move. Thus, because of your inability to move forward, you become frustrated. And so the only acceptable movement at that time is for you to move backwards. And that's what you do because moving backwards seems easy. So then, is stagnation really spiritual? It is. And what can be done about it if that's your next question? If it's something that's spiritual, then you have to attack it spiritually. Please stick with me until the end of this video and hopefully I would have answered your questions. Let's begin. In the book of Matthew chapter 25, you will find the parable of the 10 virgins. It's a very popular parable. If you read the Bible, you would have ran across this parable. So these 10 virgins, we know, went out to meet the bridegroom with their oil lamps. At that time, there were no batteries, there were no light bulbs. It was not yet invented. But while they went out to meet him, first of all, the bridegroom tarried. And if he tarried, that means that he was delayed or he was late. And so if we see the word tarried and it means delay, it means that stagnation is around the corner, right? So while the bridegroom tarried, the 10 virgins slumbered and slept. They got tired and they went to sleep. And what is that telling me? It's telling me that the bridegroom took a long time to show up to the point where they got tired and they went to sleep. Now, five of those women as mentioned in the Bible were wise and 5 were foolish. And we'll find out why. The 5 that were wise are the same 5 that had a progressive mindset. Why? Because they were able to think ahead. They bought extra oil with them. They were prepared. Now, the 5 that were foolish did not bring extra oil. Why is that? Because they had a stagnant mind. Remember, your mind is your will and your intellect. It is who you are. It is your soul. And they had a stagnant mind. They were not able to think ahead. They were only able to think about the right now. I'm going to get married to the bridegroom. So let me go out and meet him while not being prepared to meet him. They just wanted to meet him. And so it's that self-gratification mindset. Give it to me and give it to me now. It's the mindset of a child. So in the book of Ecclesiasticus, Sirach, this is the Apocrypha, chapter 7, verse 36. It says, if you remember your end, you will not sin. It's so simple. If you remember that you have an ending, then you will not sin. Because before you do that thing, you will begin to think about the consequences that will follow, right? Not worrying about tomorrow is not the same as being prepared for tomorrow. For instance, that's why we have emergency funds or we have extra groceries in our cabinet, because we understand that the unexpected might happen. That is the mind of a grown-up. Now, the story continues that a cry was made at midnight. It was dark. And the 5 that were wise realized, hey, you know what? My light is out. I'm going to go ahead and put some oil in my lamp and trim it and get the fire going. Now, the 5 that were foolish, they did not have oil and their lights went out. And so they thought that they can be wise in their own mind and asked the 5 women that were wise, let me get some of your oil. Now, the 5 women that were wise for a purpose, for a reason why they were considered wise. And they said, no, lest there don't be enough for me and for you. Go to those that sell it and get your own, right? Now, we got to ask ourselves, it's dark outside. The cry was made at midnight. The ones that had the light, they were able to see the way and go to meet the groom. But the ones that did not have the light, they could not proceed forward. What did they have to do? They had to go backwards. But for some reason, going backwards, they were able to see in the dark to go backwards to buy from the person who sold oil. Now, before I get to the ending of that, but the wise woman went on ahead and they met the groom, and of course, they got married. And we know later on that the doors were shut, right? So the 5 that were foolish, they decided to go back and get oil. But by the time they got oil and came back to meet the bridegroom, the door was already shut. They missed the opportunity. Why? Because they were not prepared. They did not bring extra oil. The Messiah HaMashiach gave that parable and said that story is likened unto the kingdom of heaven. The lamp mentioned in that parable is the word. Psalms 119 verse 105. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. Without that light, you cannot see the path that leads to the bridegroom, the door. The bridegroom is the Messiah. And so the 5 women that were wise, they had enough oil in their lamps and they were able to see the way. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. So they were able to see the way to the bridegroom. The 5 that were foolish thought they had enough time, but they did not. When they got back, the door was shut. That's how it is in these last days. People think that they have time, not understanding that time is almost up. So the bridegroom is the Messiah. And if we take a look at Matthew chapter 9, verse 15, it says, and Yehoshua said unto them, can the children of the bride chamber mourn as long as the bridegroom is with them? But the days will come when the bridegroom shall be taken from them, and then shall they fast. The door mentioned in that story is also the Messiah. He's the door that leads to the kingdom. John 10:9, verse 9. I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved, and shall go in and out and find pasture. Now, Revelation 19, verse 7, kind of bring this all together. Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, to the Most High. For the marriage of the Lamb is come. The Lamb is the Messiah, and his wife, which is the assembly, had made herself ready. Hallelujah. Many of you, you have your lamps but your light went out and you have no extra oil. Hence the spirit of stagnation have you bound. Should the Messiah show up today, you're not ready. Your light is out. You don't have the lamp to be a light onto your path to meet him. Some of you, your light is very low and you have no extra oil, which is a dangerous gamble because you don't know how much time is left. Some of you have your light shining bright. You have a bright, bright light and have bottles and bottles of backup. Should the Messiah take a long time, longer than your time frame, you are ready. The spirit of stagnation have no power upon those that are walking according to the truth, who are constantly trimming their lamp, getting rid of the sin and leaven, and adding new oil, which is the word, and applying that word so that their path is well lit. Matthew 5:16. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. There will be a part 2 to this video. I need to go over dreams and signs that the spirit of stagnation is over you. But I wanted to share that story first, Matthew 25. That's what was laid upon my heart to share. I've taken enough of your time. So when I see you the next time, we'll go over dreams, and hopefully the next time we'll go over dreams and signs that the spirit of stagnation is upon you. I want to thank you so much for sticking with me until the end. And to those that are new to this channel, thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Please have yourself an awesome new week coming up. And until the next time, hallelujah. Shalom.